Hi crafters, it's Karen and I have another process video to share with you. I'm scrapbooking these pictures of my younger sister Kathy and little Alyssa. Kathy visited in October and Alyssa and Jennifer had come by. Kathy and I were staying up late to watch old movies and they came by and oh my goodness, Alyssa wouldn't leave her alone. They just ended up playing for the longest time, so it was so cute. They just fell in love with each other. So I'm using the Dear Lizzy Saturday Collection, which doesn't necessarily in theme have anything to do with my layout. This collection has to do more with, traveling and adventure and, going places. But the colors I really like the citrine color, which is the same color as the chair in the background that Kathy and Alyssa are sitting on. And the other colors, see this beautiful sheet of paper, all those colors I felt just worked, despite the fact that there's red in my layout or in the photo. I decided to highlight the softer colors in the photo, like what Alyssa was wearing in the chair they was sitting on. So I offset the white sheet on this background paper a little bit. I just wanted a border over two sides, and then I cut that one sheet wrong. I meant to cut it differently, but I messed up. So here I'm giving it another try. I meant to make one piece about 5 inches, about 5.5 inches, maybe more, because I'm going to use a border punch along the top of it. And that camera paper, I'm going to use a strip of it as an embellishment in the layout, kind of to hold my photos as a kind of a band. The colors just work real well with the photo. I'm trying to ignore the red in the photo and in the end I think it worked. I'm using this Martha Stewart punch. It looks like pearls. I forgot the name of this particular punch, but it's really pretty and it adds a nice feminine touch. So I'm just going to use it along the top edge here. And here's I'm going to lay the camera border strip across. And then I realized I did cut it too wide. I didn't want that floral paper to be as wide. So now I'm thinking the border strip there with the cameras, I should really ink it just to define it a little more. And I'm using the Peeled Paint by Tim Holtz Distress Ink, and just to give it a hint of a color, just so that it pops a little bit more from that background paper. And because I did that against my better judgment, I went ahead and distressed this whole sheet. But I think it turns out good. I mean, I think it does make a subtle difference. So there you go. That's the basic layout. And I like the way the white background paper is kind of offset, so I only have the border along the right top and right edge of the layout. I really like that look. And now I thought I was going to do some stamping using some softer colored inks and use this stamp set from Amitan. I think it's Amitan. Anyway, I'm going to use the peach and the pink and the citron color from Momenta, and I'm just was going to do some groupings of stamping of hearts and the plus sign there. In the end, I didn't like it, and you'll see I end up switching my paper around to cover it up, so you'll see. But I wanted to show you how I did change my mind. See, it didn't give the effect I wanted. I should have done a little bit of watercoloring is what I should have gone for to get the effect I wanted. So now I'm going to adhere this paper down, and I'm thinking, that stamping just doesn't work with the soft florals and everything. So I decided to flip my layout, and now the border is on the left and the bottom. That the border, the background sheet, see, I'm thinking whether I should do it or not, and I just did it. I like it so much better without the stamping. So I just switched the paper over and did it this way. Now I'm just gluing this band strip along the edges and the bottom because I'm creating like a kind of a pocket, because I'm thinking I want to tuck my photos in. I'm trimming my photos now. You can't see, but I'm trimming them out, and I kind of want that strip of cameras to hold my photos. And in the end, I think it's a really sweet effect. So I'm still cropping. There we go. I know there's a lot of red in those photos, but I feel like this worked. I really didn't want to work with red. It was just too bold, so I decided to go with feminine colors, and like I said, the background, that chair and everything. So now I'm picking out. I'm trying not to think too much because it'll make me crazy if I think too much about how to map my photos. I'm just going on instinct here. But I'm going to map my photos, and there isn't enough room for both of the photos to be matted with that same paper, so I'm going to, you'll see how I work this out to make them balanced. One I'm matting with the yellow, and the other with that peachy, it actually is a peachy rose colored stripe. It's not coming out true in the video really. I think it's more peachy. And now I'm going to use this paper and the black with those small white polka dots, so that both pictures have a black and white border around them as well. Even though they're not the same, I think it works. So this layout didn't take me long at all to film, or to film, to complete. I kind of had an idea of where I wanted to go with it, and like I said, I didn't think too much. See how I'm using that little white piece under the one photo and the leftover peach piece or rose piece underneath the other photo. So that kind of balances them out so that they both have the same colors on them. And then I'm using this citron and chalky blue, really pretty paper underneath both of them, and I'm just partially matting them with that one. And see how I'm going to just tuck them in that little camera pocket. They were so cute together. Kathy made Alyssa a fort. She put that red blanket over my coffee table, and they both got underneath. Kathy's small too, like me. She's just taller. And they both got under there and they played fort, and they had a tea party underneath the coffee table. It was just too cute. Alyssa wouldn't sit with me. She just stayed with my sister the whole time Jennifer and her were visiting. She just wanted to play with Kathy. And they had never met before, but there's something very lovable about my sister, and Alyssa felt it and just snuggled up with her and told her, "You're my best friend." So I'm using this lace trim from the Michael $1.50 spot that I picked up not too long ago. The peach piece is going up there, and I'm using the loopy one on top to kind of work with the border punch that I used, that effect. And I'm using the minty green one on the bottom, and it's not quite the citrine color that I would have liked to use, but I think it works for the layout. I'm going through the ephemera pack, and I'm using this gold scallop piece, and I'm just going to put it up in the top left there. Sorry about that bang. That's my iCloud storage, and I don't know how to make it stop doing that. So here's another piece. It says "Collect Beautiful Moments," that gold kind of starburst piece. So I'm going to end up using that, and that will balance out the little gold border I just adhered at the top left. I'm going to use that green ticket underneath there. I'm just using some of the ephemera. I'm going to put this camera on pop dots, or not pop dots, but you know, dimensional tape that I got from, I think, Scrap Pal. And I'm just going to lay it there. Really cute. I'm using my hot glue gun since it was on. Just adhering it there. And I'm going to use, these are the chipboard thickers that go with the collection. And in there is the saying, "just for fun." And I thought, yeah, sure, why not? I'll make that my title. So even though I'm adhering it this way, after the video, I did go back and use my quick dry in the fine line bottle to adhere the chipboard letters to the layout, because there's no way they would stay on their own. And I'm using some of the plus signs. Now I'm going to play with these puffy stickers. They're so cute. I put little hearts at the bottom, and I used that ball just because it was a youthful image, and Alyssa's there, so I thought that worked. And now I felt like it needed bling, you know, for the camera as well, but also I wanted to draw some light into the layout, you know. I wanted the layout to reflect some sort of light, just to brighten it up a little bit. So I'm using these large floral bling from Recollections, and I'm going to use my, I'm going to put on this is the heart from the Valentine's section at Michael's, and those colors worked real well. I'm also going to use the gold shimmers shimmer stuff from Recollections to give it a little bit of gold splatters. And I think I'm calling it done. Yes. Oh, I'm going to put Alyssa and Kathy and the date. This was from October. And there you go. So pictures are coming up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.